and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. Yes, they're live with us. Yay! Yes, Hunty. Okay, so we've just got to check back on the Facebook friends. My reading buddies over at Facebook. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Yes, we are going to share. Read to me, Ms Tracey. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to share it. Hey, Miss Tiffany. Hey, girl. How you doing? Okay, pretend you don't see this. I'm going to do something. It's on my nerves. It's in the background, and it's driving me nuts. So, getting rid of that. Okay. Now, got rid of that. Okay, that's better. Tiffany Rogers McDaniel, what a pleasure to have an author on with us. I'm yelling because the music is so loud. Okay, y'all. It's National. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do the greeting first, shall we? Let's do that. First things first. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Hello. All right. Let me introduce Booker. Booker is my reading buddy. And I hope you have a reading buddy too, because you know your reading buddies love to be read to. That's right. They love to be read to. I also have Tinkerbell. I think she's eating her lunch right now. So I just put some food down again for her. And so that's what we got going on. And what else is going on? So it's National Women's Month. And wow, lots of stuff going on today. National Women's Month. And before we even get started, thank you for tuning in to the I See Me bookstore, but also thank you to my friends who are also over watching and reading with us live at the Read to Me Ms Tracey YouTube channel. And I'm super excited for everyone having us on. If you have not already done so, please go over to the Read to Me Ms Tracey YouTube channel and please subscribe and share. Yes. I've been looking at some of the other YouTube storytime channels, and there's some good ones out there. There's some really good ones. But Ms Tracey, she wants you guys to go over there to her page, okay? Okay. Thank you, Miss Tiffany. I'm so glad you're hanging out with us today. All right. So like I mentioned earlier, this is National Women's Month. So I have quite a few stories about women and girls. And sorry, boys, you're just going to have to hang in there with us because I'm going to do it again this Sunday too. So, because I don't think we're going to have time to get through all of the books that I have all about girls. So, just going to hang in with us. But they're good stories, though. You learn a lot. And just because we're talking about women and girls does not mean that we don't love the boys, too. Yes, we do. We certainly do. Okay. Hey, Zay and Mama, perfect. Yeah. Look. Oh, wait, you can't see it. Hold on. There it is. Top shelf. Zay, the copycat. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. I just made that up. I don't know what that. Thank you so much. Great to be seen by you. Thank you very much. I'm so excited that you guys are here today. Zay, did you hear me when I read your book? Zay the Copycat. I'm so excited. I have two authors on today. Yay. Oh, okay. So Zay's mom, I was just talking about how it's National Women's Month. So I am going to read stories that I picked out previously that I'm going to read about very successful women. Yeah, I'm super glad to have you guys here. Aw, I love your profile picture. Thank you, Miss. Thank you, Zaze. I love reading to you. Okay, here we go. Now, Booker Bear, Booker? I'm just going to have you sit in my lap. Okay, you can sit in my lap. That's fine. Okay, the very first story that we're going to read for National Women's Month is The Girl with a Mind for Math, the story of Ray Montague. Okay, I've received this book from the ICME bookstore, and certainly I'm also broadcasting on the Read to Me, Ms Tracey YouTube channel, and I hope you guys also have already logged in. I'm just checking on them, see if there's anybody over there. Yeah, there's one people over there. Okay, hi people. If you're over there looking, please. Thank you. Zay is so sweet. If you're over there on the YouTube channel, please, like they do, like Zay did over here at the ICME bookstore channel, please log in and let me know who's watching so I can say hello to you. I love to welcome my book reader guests. Now, this book, The Girl with a Mind for Math, the story of Ray Montague, is written by Julia Finley Mosca and illustrated by Daniel Rieley. Okay, here we go. Ooh, look at that, Zay. Look at all the submarines that are on there. It's a lot of submarines. Well, here's a little introduction about Ray Montague. Meet Ray Montague, the hidden mastermind who made waves in the United States Navy. See, Zay, you thought it was going to be all about just the girls. But no, she was a phenomenal woman in the U.S. Navy. After touring a German submarine in the early 1940s, young Ray set her sights on becoming an engineer. Little did she know, sexism and racial inequality would challenge the dream every step of the way, even keeping her greatest career accomplishment a secret for decades. Through it all, the gifted mathematician persisted, finally gaining her well-deserved title in history, a pioneer who changed the course of a ship design forever. I see a couple more books on here. The Girl Who Thought in Pictures, The Doctor with an Eye for Eyes. Ooh, I'm going to go, I'm going to turn in some of these. Hey, the Warehouse family's here. Hey, Sarah Jr., Abraham, Rebecca, and Mary. Thank you, Miss Sarah. Thank you for joining us. Awesome sauce. Ooh, and Zay, you love submarines? Oh, you're going to love this story. So, Miss Sarah and the Warehouse family. The warehouses. The warehouse. Thank you. So we're doing National Women's Month, and we're doing stories about famous or not so famous women. But anyway, here we go. The Girl with a Mind for Math, the story of Ray Montague. All righty. If there's something, wait a minute, this seems so small that I can't do it. I gotta get a bigger picture here. There we go. Now we're cooking with grease. Or, vegetable oil or something, Anywho, if there's something that you want, but it seems out of reach, here's a story for you. A great truth it will teach. When you focus your mind, you'll succeed through and through. Like one bold engineer by the name of Montague. Look, there she is with her computer. That's what computers looked like when they first came out back in the late 1940s. In a state we call Arkansas, one winter day, a baby was welcomed, a girl they called Ray. She was bright as a star, super smart from the start. She was headstrong with this child and not faint of heart. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, this girl had potential. Her granddad was proud. He told her, "Work hard. You'll stand out from the crowd." Then, something she'd cherish when Ray was just 7, he took her to see her first ship. It was heaven. A real submarine. Look at that, Zay. Her eyes opened wide. "Who made it?" she asked as they followed the guide. "Engineers," said the man, giving Ray's head a pat. "But my dear, you don't need to know about all that." At the time, the man's insult went over her head. "No, you can't," were the words he had meant, but not said. Hey, thank you, Miss Mimi. I love it. Love it. Welcome aboard. Engineering, thought Ray. And her life's dream began, except most people laughed when she told them her plan. "Stay strong," said her mom. "Use your brains and you'll be fine. There will always be people who pay you no mind. Just because you're a girl and because you are Black, don't let them or the state of your school hold you back." You see, school in those days were what's called segregated. The Black and white students were kept separated. "That's wrong," you exclaim. It was dismal, no fooling. And worst of all, white kids received better schooling. Giant submarine, that's right, Mr. Zay. But Ray studied really hard. She had grit, taught herself. She was gifted in math and read books by the shelf. When time came for college, she knew what to choose. She'd learned to build boats, but she got some bad news. "Engineering's not taught to Black students," they said. Her heart hit the floor. "I'll take business instead." She'd learned what she could, and she learned the rest later. Their rules were unjust, but that school wouldn't break her. Good girl. Yep, they said she had grit. Sounds like it. Ray finished with honors. That means top of her class. Oh boy, what a smarty. She said her farewells. There was no time to party. Party. I was sneaking just a little bit though. "I'm off to a place filled with history greats, the capital city of all 50 states." Now, finding a job, it turned out that took time. She looked and she looked. Ray was not one to whine. Then it must have been fate, or at least that's what it seemed. She was hired to type where they built submarines. Look, she's even got a toy submarine on her desk. See how the universe opens up doors for you? You just keep on keeping on. The Navy! That's right. Oh, but hold on to your cheeks. Sorry. Cheers. Well, you can hold on to your cheeks if you want to. Ship designing was only for trained engineers. So she watched as they worked and she learned every task, even studied computers by night in a class. Then her big break arrived. The whole staff got the flu. Achoo! Ray did all of her work and the engineers too. Her boss was in shock. Huh, huh, huh. How? He exploded. From memory, said Ray, and with that, she got promoted. Life should have been swell, yet that wasn't the case. Her boss treated her poorly because of her race. Many people, like him, tried to make her feel small. Ray just held her head high, and she outworked them all. That's right. Go, Ray. Go, Ray. Go, Ray. Go, Ray. Go, Ray. What next? From the White House, there came a command. The president ordered a ship. Make it grand. And quickly, he added. Well, that didn't fly. All those plans would take engineers months to supply. But here's the thing about that. When designing a boat, there are thousands and thousands of measurements one needs to note. All those numbers take math, and that takes some time. But Ray had been working on something sublime. Look, here's all of her calculations and her drawings. She took a deep breath. I can solve this, she said. I've come up with a system to do it instead. It'll draw the plans faster, she told them. Don't fret. I'll design the first ship by computer, no sweat. How long do you think that might take? What's your guess? Would it take her a month? Maybe weeks for success? What do you guys think, Zay? What do you think? Well, it took calculations and tons of caffeine, but Ray finished in hours, just over 18. Oh, go on, sister girl. Nothing you can do when you put your mind to. Her program, it worked. All the blueprints were done. The ship was constructed. The engineers stunned. Stunned. You did it! They cheered. And her boss had to say that her quick mind for math had in fact saved the day. Go, Ray! 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 The end? Nope, not quite. When Ray's ship was unveiled and only white men could go, and Ray's invite not mailed. What? That is some frag-a-naggle bull. That ain't right. Say what? You heard right. No invite. Abhorrible. That's a new word, but that ain't right. Abhorrible. In fact, some might say it was downright deplorable. It sure was, and that some might say that is me. Yet Ray kept her cool, gave her best every day, and in time, all her skills were applauded. Hooray! People learned of her work. Who's this Ray? They demand. When they met her, they stared. They expected a man. Yes, that happened a lot. Many could not believe that a woman of color did all she'd achieved. Some even thought Ray was a maid, sad but true. When they ordered a drink, she'd say, "Bring me one too." Ha ha ha! Get him, girl! Yeah, get him! That's right. That's right. Maid. And there's nothing wrong with being a maid now. Don't get me wrong. But if you are an engineer and that wasn't your job, all her humor and wit served her well through the years as she battled the hard times with laughs and not tears. And that boss in the Navy who'd been so unkind made Ray the first woman to lead a ship's design. More honors would follow. Her fame picked up steam, and finally, at last, she accomplished her dream. That title she'd worked for, an engineer score! Now the world knows her feats. She is hidden no more. Ray Montague, engineer. So the lesson to all is don't ever give in. Take a chance. Rock the boat. Don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat. Don't tip the boat over. Rock the boat. Don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat. Well, it just says rock the boat. I just had to sing that song in there. Rock that boat. If it sinks, you can swim. When a storm comes your way, hold your course and don't stress. Never quit. And like Ray, propel straight to success. Now it says, dear reader, that's you. If you have a dream like I did, study hard and stay focused. Always remember that just because someone says you can't, that doesn't have to stop you. You might have to go in a different direction, and it might take you a little longer, but you can achieve your dreams. Ray Montague. There she is in real life, y'all. Can you see her? There she is. I'll pull the book up a little closer. That's Miss Ray Montague and all of her degrees and honorariums from the Department of the Navy. Oh, I love this story, you guys. Yeah, here. Let me see if there's any more pictures in here. There's other facts and tidbits from the author's chat with Ray. Oh, here she is. Here's some more pictures of her. There she is in 1952. Graduates from Merrill High School in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And here she is completing the world's first ship designed by computer in 18 hours and 26 minutes. And here's Miss Ray Montague with her family. It's probably her son and daughter. Maybe, I'm not sure, maybe son-in-law or daughter-in-law. Not sure. Yeah, pretty cool. In 1935, she was born in January 21. And then she tours the first submarine, sparking an interest in engineering in 1942. It's a great book. Oh, and here's an important picture. That she was registered as an engineer right there. And there she's getting her degree right there. Licensed as a registered professional engineer in the United States in 1978. In 1984, she becomes the first U.S. Navy's first female program manager of ships. That is the girl with a mind for math. The story of Ray Montague. Now, this is definitely a keeper, especially for all those ladies in the warehouse. That's right. Sarah Jr., Sarah, Mary. You guys need that. And then, it's a good book because it's about submarines and the Navy. So it's got interest for everyone. All righty. Cool beans. Now, let's see. Let's do another one. Now, we just talked about the Navy, but here's another lady doing big things. And I mean big things for another kind of military installation. It's called Counting on Katherine. How Katherine Johnson Saved Apollo 13. This book is written by Helaine Becker and it's illustrated by Phumiruk. Phumiruk. I think I like that one better. Okay. Anyway, Counting on Katherine. And I got this also from the I.C.Me bookstore. Ooh, another lady doing lots of mathematical calculations. Love it, love it, love it. You've likely heard of the historic Apollo 13 mission, but do you know about the mathematical genius who made sure that Apollo 13 returned safely home? As a child, Katherine Johnson loved to count. She counted the steps to the road, the number of dishes and spoons she washed in the kitchen sink, everything. Boundless, curious, and excited by calculations, young Katherine longed to know about as much as she could about math, about the universe. From Katherine's early beginnings as a gifted student to her heroic accomplishments as a prominent mathematician at NASA, this is the story of a groundbreaking American woman who not only calculated the course of the moon landings, but in turn saved lives and made enormous contributions to history. Wow. You ready? I'm ready. Booker's ready too. Here we go. Katherine loved to count. She counted the steps to the road, the steps up to church, the number of dishes and spoons she washed in the bright white sink. The only things she didn't count were the stars in the sky. Only a fool, she thought, would try that. Even so, the stars sparked her imagination. What was out there? Katherine yearned to know as much as she could about numbers, about the universe, about everything. Katherine's boundless curiosity turned her into a star student. She was so bright. She skipped 3 whole grades. She catapulted right past her brother. He wasn't too happy about that. She was so smart, she skipped grades. And there she was teaching some of the class and writing down her work on the board and displaying just how smart she was. Okay. By the time she turned 10, Katherine was ready for high school at 10 years old. My goodness, I was still playing with dolls at 10. My goodness, what a smarty pants Miss Katherine was. But back then, America was legally segregated by race. Her town's high school didn't admit Black students of any age. Katherine burned with fury. She wanted more than anything to keep learning. There was still so much to know. Count on me, Katherine's father told her. White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, and the Institute in West Virginia. By working day and night, he earned enough money to move the family to a town with a black high school. That was smart. That was a good dad right there. Katherine loved high school. She was good at every subject, but math was still her favorite. She dreamed of becoming a research mathematician, making discoveries about the number patterns that are foundations of our universe. In those days, though, there were no jobs as research mathematicians for women. Professions most available to them were teaching and nursing. So Katherine became an elementary school teacher. She liked her job and she loved her students, but she never stopped dreaming about exploring numbers. In the 1950s, the United States government's National Advisory Committee on Aeronautics, or NACA, hired thousands of new employees. It even started hiring Black women as mathematicians. There's some of the drawings right here. Katherine heard about the mathematician's job. Her heart raced with excitement. Oh boy, perhaps her dream would come true after all. But when she applied for one of the positions, she was told they were already filled. Katherine had to wait a whole year until new spots opened up. Her patience paid off, though. She got the job. A few years later, the Soviet Union sent a rocket ship into space. Pew! It was probably more like launching a space race with the United States. NACA was rolled into a new space agency, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA. Katherine now found herself at the heart of America's space program. She worked as a computer, and electronic computers were not widely used at this time. Calculating long series of numbers, all the computers were women. They were given the tasks that men thought were boring and unimportant. That didn't bother Katherine. She knew that without her contributions, a spaceship couldn't reach its destination, nor safely return to the Earth. So there's all the women working. All of those, this woman, 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 were all considered computers, not like the ones that we know now, because they didn't have computers like we do, like laptops and things like that. Didn't have those then. Here's why. Sending a rocket ship into space is like throwing a ball into the air. At first, the force of the throw sends the ball up, up, up. But as energy runs out, the ball's path curves back toward the ground, where it lands depending on what angle it was thrown and how high and how fast it flew. Because math is a kind of language, Katherine could ask those questions. How high would the rocket ship go, and how fast would it travel? Using numbers, and numbers would provide that all-important answer: where would it land? To find out, Katherine plotted the numbers she calculated on a graph. When she joined the points together, they formed a curved line. At one end of that line was the Earth at the time the rocket ship launched. At the other was where the Earth would be when the ship landed. Katherine's reputation for accuracy and strong leadership skills, she was known for asking plenty of questions, got her promoted to Project Mercury, a new program designed to send the very first American astronauts into space. Mercury's missions were going to be dangerous, so dangerous that even the project's star astronaut, John Glenn, refused to fly unless Katherine okayed the numbers. "You can count on me," she said. Glenn's spacecraft, Friendship 7, orbited the Earth 3 times and returned home safely. Glenn became a national hero. Katherine was promoted again. Now she was asked to calculate the flight paths for Project Apollo, the first flights to the moon. "Count on me," she said. On July 20th, 1969, the Apollo 11 astronauts walked on the moon. Their feat was celebrated around the world. More triumphs followed. Apollo 12 rocketed to the moon in November 1969. Apollo 13 launched on April 11, 1970. But on the third day of Apollo 13's flight, the worst thing happened. An explosion in space. Could the crippled spaceship make it to the moon? And if it didn't, would it be able to get back home to Earth? The 3 astronauts on board were in grave peril, meaning they were in danger. Commander Jim Lovell told Mission Control, "Houston, we have a problem." Back on Earth, Katherine Johnson got a phone call. Her flight path calculations would have to be done all over again and perfectly. It would be the toughest challenge of her life. Katherine told Mission Control, "You can count on me." She rolled up her sleeves, took a deep breath, and began doing the math. She worked hard and fast. A few hours later, Katherine's calculations were finished. The flight path to return home would take the ship just around the far side of the moon. From there, the moon's gravity would act like a slingshot to zing the ship back to Earth. To get home, the crew of Apollo 13 would have to follow Katherine's course exactly by burning off fuel at precise intervals. If the astronauts made a mistake, their ship would drift off to space forever. Wow, that would not be good. Where would you get your food and your water? Would you ever get to see your family again? Don't want that. Katherine waited anxiously to hear the astronauts' report. Finally, it crackled over the loudspeakers. "We've got it! Apollo 13 was back on track." Woohoo! Go, Katherine! Go, Katherine! Go, 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 Katherine! Yes! Katherine Johnson had done it. She brought Apollo 13 home. She was no longer the kid who dreamed of what lay beyond the stars. She was now a star herself. Look at all of her calculations, getting around the moon. Pretty cool story, huh? She was born on August 26th, my dad's birthday, in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. Her mother was a teacher, and Katherine assumed she grew up to be a teacher too. But she did for a little while. This is pretty cool. It's a lot of little history in here in the back of the book about that. that I got from the ICB bookstore. This is Counting on Katherine, How Katherine Johnson Saved Apollo 13, written by Helaine, Becker, and Phumiruk. Well, boys and girls, that's about all I have time for. I'll be reading more books about ladies all this month. You can be sure of that. I have plenty more to read to you since it's National Women's Month, which reminds me, I don't think we have a National Men's Month. I wonder about that. Anywho, we'll have to see what we can do about that, right? We'll have, if we do, let's see, this is March. Next month is April. We celebrate a couple of holidays during April, but maybe we'll make Ms Tracey, Read to Me, Ms Tracey, April National Men's Month. Or maybe we'll do June. We'll do June because they do Father's Day in June. How about that? We'll do that. Okay, boys and girls, Zay. If you're still there, thank you so much for joining in with us. I'm so glad to have you on. Really and truly, I am. Thank you very much. Thank you, Miss Tiffany, for joining us. And thank you, Mom of Zay. And I believe it's Oye. And who else? And I love reading to you guys. Thank you to the warehouse in the house. Thank you, Mary, Sarah Jr., Rebecca, and Abraham. Thank you, Miss Sarah. Thank you, Mimi. Thank you. Where you been, girl? Awesome sauce. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you very much for subscribing to the Read to Me, Ms Tracey YouTube channel. Where did I put my little sign? Booker, what'd you do with my sign? Oh, there it is. Okay, there you go. Thank you. There it is. Read to Me, Ms Tracey at youtube.com. Awesome. Yes, and we deserve it. June. Okay, thank you. Oh, yeah, we'll make June Men's Month. Okay, remind me about that. Aww. Ooh, it's his 100 day of school project day. You know what? If I didn't think about that, I could have read books about 100. Okay, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that for Sunday, and I'll scoop in some. Man, this would have been 100 days of school. There's some really good books that I've read before about 100 days of school. I'll have to think about that. Okay. Oh, Zay Mom is Sabrina. Okay. I thought that was like the husband's name. Okay, I wasn't sure. Alrighty. Thank you, Miss Sabrina. I appreciate you. Oh, man, Miss Tracey's goofy. Okay. So, yeah, thank you for that, Zay. That was a very good idea. I used to read that when I was a youth services person at the library. So I'll do that. Thank you very, very much, Miss Sabrina and Oye and Zay. Love it. Miss Tiffany, thank you very much for sending your book out so I could read it last Sunday. You guys, Miss Tiffany's on here. She's watching along with this. She wrote an excellent book, Miss Christian's Daycare, Ask, Seek, and Knock, and we read it last Sunday. And you can go to either the ICB bookstore, or you can go to the Read to Me, Ms Tracey channel, because we know you guys have all subscribed, right? And that you're sharing the videos with everyone. Yes. So, nevertheless, I've got Bible study in 3 minutes. So I gotta go. Try not to be late for that, at least anything. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will see you later, alligator. In a wild crocodile, give a hug, ladybug, blow a kiss, mwah! Jellyfish, I'll see you soon, big baboon out the door, dinosaur, take care, polar bear, wave goodbye, butterfly. Don't forget to give yourselves a hug. Oh, I'm gonna do it right now. Thank you so very much. Thank you. I appreciate you so saying hello. Aw, thank you very much. Bye, so. Miss Sabrina, Zay, Oye, and anybody else who I didn't get a chance to say hello to and goodbye to. I appreciate you guys watching and reviewing, even when you're not doing it live. I appreciate you. I really, Really do. I'm blessed and honored to be able to do this for you. Thank you. Mwah. I holla.